Welcome to the Chapter 6, Part 1 lecture video on motivation. In this lecture, we will define motivation and why it is important in OB, and we will discuss one historical theory of motivation. Of all the OB topics, motivation may be one of the most important because without motivated employees, work productivity, efficiency, and accuracy are severely compromised. So, what is motivation? Motivation is defined as the energetic force that accounts for an individual's effort toward a goal accomplishment. These energetic forces can originate from within an employee, stemming from their values, purpose, attitudes, and desires, or the forces can originate from outside the employee, arising from external factors like the work context, the social environment, or external incentives and rewards. Furthermore, motivation can vary between people such that my motivations, motivational levels, and motivational drivers are different from yours. Or motivation can vary within people such that my motivations today differ from those tomorrow, or even that my motivations differ from hour to hour. Behind its energetic forces, there are three key elements of motivational effort. First is direction, which is the channel through which the effort is activated. This includes the target or the strategy that initiates the effort. The second is persistence, or how long or consistently effort is maintained over time. And lastly is intensity, or how hard a person tries. This reflects the amount of or strength of effort toward goal accomplishment. Let us walk through a simple example. Let's say I have a goal to complete a half marathon or 13.1 miles when the most I've ever run is a 5K. I want you to pause this video and think about what a logical direction, persistence, and intensity towards my goal would be. So, a good direction of effort or channel of effort would be to have the strategy of running every day. Now, because I'm only used to running about a quarter of a distance required for a half marathon, I would need to be persistent for an extended amount of time. So, I would need to consistently apply my effort for at least a few months to train. Additionally, the intensity of my effort would likely start out very high as I would not have the endurance to run that far initially. With time, however, my required intensity would likely depreciate as I could build endurance and natural capabilities. And importantly, for motivation to lead to positive outcomes, intensity must be persistently directed toward desired goals, which is why all three elements are necessary for impactful motivation: intensity, persistence, and direction. Now, to get a deeper understanding of motivation, it is important that we discuss theories driving human motivation. One of the first historical theories of motivation is known as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow argues that human motivation was driven by a hierarchy of 5 innate needs. As each need is met, the next one becomes important and dominant. Lower levels need to be met as they're necessary for survival and must be fulfilled before higher levels of needs are addressed. So thus, in order to motivate employees, managers must be aware of what level of the hierarchy employees are on and focus on satisfying those needs. The first need is physiological and reflects needs that are evolutionary in nature and are required for survival, like eating and drinking and having shelter. Once physiological needs are met, safety and security needs become dominant. Safety and security needs reflect the desire to feel safe from physical and emotional harm. Below is a great example of moving from those physiological to those safety and security needs. I do want to mention that the video contains clips from some controversial experiments on monkeys, and it may be sensitive for some people to watch. The animals aren't physically harmed, but they are put in isolation for research purposes. So if you can, please take a few minutes to review the video. If you don't feel comfortable, I'm going to summarize the content anyways in a moment. Now, in Harlow's experiments with monkeys, researchers separated monkeys from their mothers at birth and provided them with two mother substitutes. One mother was made of wire and provided nutrition, and the other provided no nutrition at all but was soft and warm. Interestingly, the baby monkey spent 22 hours a day on the cloth mother, visiting only the wire monkey for the purposes of feeding. And this illustrates the idea that needs at the bottom, those evolutionary survival-based needs, must be fulfilled first, but once fulfilled, people and animals move up the hierarchy in search of the next need. In this case, safety, warmth, and security. So the baby monkey went to the wire mom only for those survival needs, went quick enough to eat and drink, and then left immediately to that cloth monkey that provided them with that safety and that warmth. Once physiological and safety and security needs are met, employees then focus on social and belongingness needs. And these include the desire to feel important to friends and family or peers, supervisors, and subordinates. Once social and belongingness needs are met, employees then search for internal and external esteem. Internal esteem includes things like self respect and achievement, whereas external esteem includes things like status and recognition. And according to Maslow, once all those other needs are met, and only after all of those needs are met, will someone seek out self actualization, which arises through personal growth, learning, and self fulfillment. Now, of the 5 needs, the bottom 3, physiological, safety and security, and the social and belongingness needs, reflect extrinsic motivations that are driven by things outside the person, which means that input from other people or things is necessary to meet these needs. Now, esteem can be both intrinsic or extrinsic, being driven by factors within the person or outside. Conversely, self-actualization is entirely intrinsic, manifesting and developing within the person. Okay, this is it for the Chapter 6, Part 1 video. In Part 2, we're going to get into more of the contemporary theories of motivation, so don't forget to review that one as well.